When you look in the mirror, what do you see? But more importantly, how do you see? Have you noticed it's getting harder to read the newspaper, even when you have your reading glasses on? Does driving at night make you feel a little more anxious than it used to, with all the glare from oncoming headlights feeling just a bit more intense? Or maybe you've seen those little, frustrating specks, those floaters dancing in your vision, and you've had that quiet, sinking thought. Is this just getting older, or is it the first sign of something more serious? We all have a natural fear of the light dimming, the thought of not being able to see our children's faces clearly or our grandchildren's smiles, of losing that independence that lets us drive or read or simply navigate the world. It's one of the deepest fears we face as we age. What if I told you that the key to protecting and perhaps even sharpening your vision for the next 10, 20, or even 30 years isn't just found in a high-tech operating room, but right inside your own refrigerator? Hello, my name is Dr. William Lee. As a physician, scientist, and author, I've spent my entire career studying how our bodies heal themselves. I researched the body's incredible built-in health defense systems, and our eyes, our vision, are one of the most magnificent and complex defense systems we possess. But here's the truth. This system is under constant daily attack from the high-energy blue light from our phones and our televisions, from a modern diet that can cause silent inflammation, and for many, from a process where abnormal, unwanted blood vessels begin to grow in the back of the eye. This process, which I study, is called angiogenesis. When it goes wrong, it's the root cause of wet macular degeneration, a leading cause of blindness in people over 60. For so long, we've been told that fading vision is just an inevitable part of aging, that you just have to accept it. I am here to tell you that this is not the whole story. The good news, the truly powerful news, is that our bodies are always on our side. They are programmed to heal, to protect, and to defend. And the choices we make 3 times a day at every meal can either help or hinder those defense systems. You have more control than you've been led to believe. In this video, we are going to go on a journey. We'll uncover the top 7 anti-aging foods that you can eat starting today to flood your body with the exact nutrients your eyes are crying out for. These aren't exotic, expensive superfoods from a distant land. These are accessible, delicious foods that actively fight for your eyesight. Before we dive into that very first food, if you believe in the power of food to heal, and if you want to take back control of your health, I would be so honored if you would consider subscribing to this channel and turning on the notifications. We're building a community of people who are choosing to age with strength and vitality. And I am always so curious, where in the world are you watching from today? Are you in the United States, in Canada, the UK, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Please take a moment and drop a comment below with where you're from. I love to see how far this health community stretches. It's a wonderful reminder that we are all in this together. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. The first food on our list is probably one you've been told to eat all your life, but I want to explain why it is so critical for your eyes. I'm talking about dark leafy greens. Think spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and collard greens. Now, many people eat these for roughage or vitamins, but for your eyes, they are something so much more. They are quite literally your internal sunglasses. Here's the science, and it is fascinating. These dark greens are packed with 2 specific compounds, 2 carotenoids called lutein and zeaxanthin. Your body cannot make these. You must get them from your diet. And here's the magic. These 2 compounds are the only dietary carotenoids that actively accumulate in the back of your eye, specifically in your macula. The macula is the tiny central part of your retina responsible for your sharp, detailed central vision. It's what you're using right now to see my face. Lutein and zeaxanthin build up there and create something called the macular pigment. This pigment is bright yellow, and it does two incredible jobs. First, it's a powerful antioxidant, neutralizing those unstable molecules, those free radicals that are created when light hits your retina. It's like a tiny firefighter putting out microscopic sparks. Second, and this is what I mean by internal sunglasses, this yellow pigment physically filters and absorbs high energy blue light. It's a built-in shield. It's your body's natural defense against the exact type of light from your screens in the sun that can cause long-term damage. When you're young, your macular pigment is usually dense, but as we age, and if our diet is poor, that pigment thins out. It's like your shield is wearing down, leaving the delicate cells of your macula exposed. This is a major risk factor for age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. A major study, the Age-Related Eye Disease Study 2, or AREDS 2, found that supplementing with lutein and zeaxanthin could significantly slow the progression of AMD in people who already had it. But why wait until there's a problem? We can eat the solution. So, how do you do it? You don't have to eat mountains of it. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 1 cup of cooked or 2 cups of raw leafy greens every single day. A little tip, lutein and zeaxanthin are fat soluble. That means your body absorbs them better when you eat them with a little healthy fat. So, drizzle that spinach with olive oil, add some avocado to your kale salad, saute your chard in a little bit of avocado oil. You're not just making it tastier, you're making it more powerful. Okay, moving on to our second food. If leafy greens are your internal sunglasses, this next one is your night vision booster. And yes, it's the one your mother always told you about. Carrots. The old wisdom is true, but it's often oversimplified. It's not just eat carrots, see better. It's about a specific nutrient for a specific function. Carrots and other bright orange foods like sweet potatoes, butternut squash, and pumpkins are rich in beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is what we call a provitamin. Your body takes it in and, like a little chemical factory, converts it into vitamin A. And vitamin A is absolutely essential for one of the most miraculous processes in your body, the ability to see in the dark. Inside your retina, you have cells called rod cells. They are responsible for your peripheral vision and your ability to see in low light conditions. To do this, they rely on a special protein called rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is the molecule that literally captures photons of light. When light hits it, it changes shape, sending a signal to your brain that says, I see something. And what is the key component your body needs to create and regenerate that rhodopsin? You guessed it, vitamin A. If you are deficient in vitamin A, the first symptom is often nyctalopia, or night blindness. You step inside from the bright sun into a dim room, and it feels like you are blind for a long, uncomfortable time. That's your rod cells failing to regenerate their rhodopsin quickly. Or you're driving at dusk and you just can't make out the edges of the road. Carrots recharge that system. They provide the raw material for your night vision goggles. Now, here's a helpful tip. Unlike some nutrients, beta-carotene is more bioavailable when it's cooked. A raw carrot is great, but a steamed or sautéed carrot actually releases more of the nutrient for your body to absorb. Again, just like with leafy greens, eating it with a little healthy fat helps the absorption process. So, that traditional dish of carrots and peas with a tiny bit of butter, your grandmother was onto something. You don't need to go crazy. A small carrot or half a sweet potato or a cup of butternut squash soup a few times a week provides a powerful dose of this vision-protecting provitamin. So, we've covered your blue light filter and your night vision. Now let's talk about the blood vessels in your eyes. This brings us to our third food group, dark berries. I'm talking about blueberries, blackberries, bilberries, and even black currants. These small dark fruits are, in my opinion, some of the most potent anti-aging foods on the planet. Why? Because they are overflowing with a class of compounds called anthocyanins. These are the deep purple and blue pigments that give the berries their color. And they are superstars for your vascular system, from the biggest artery in your heart to the tiniest, most delicate capillaries in your retina. This is where my research in angiogenesis comes in. In a healthy eye, the blood vessel system is perfectly balanced. It brings oxygen and nutrients, and it takes away waste. But in diseases like wet macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy, this system goes haywire. The body starts growing new, abnormal, leaky blood vessels where they don't belong. These new vessels are weak, they bleed, they leak fluid into the retina, causing scarring and rapid, severe vision loss. We need foods that help our body's angiogenesis defense system regain control. Anthocyanins, the compounds in these dark berries, do exactly that. They are powerful anti-inflammatories, and they help to strengthen the walls of your existing blood vessels. They make them less leaky, more resilient. They also send signals that help prune and normalize that unwanted, out of control blood vessel growth. There's a wonderful story from World War II where British Royal Air Force pilots claimed that eating bilberry jam, which is rich in these anthocyanins, helped improve their night flying accuracy. They said they could see enemy targets more clearly in the dark. At the time, it was just an anecdote. But now, science is showing us why they were right. The anthocyanins were strengthening their retinal capillaries, improving blood flow, and speeding up the regeneration of that rhodopsin we just talked about. It's a 2-for-1 benefit. You're protecting the structure of your blood vessels and boosting your night vision. The best part is how easy this is. A cup of mixed berries in your oatmeal in the morning, a handful as a snack, and please, don't worry about buying them fresh if they're expensive or out of season. Frozen berries are just as good. They are frozen at peak ripeness, locking in all those precious anthocyanins. Just pull a cup out of the freezer, let them thaw, and enjoy. We are just about halfway through our list, and I hope you are already feeling more empowered, seeing how these simple foods are connected to such complex and vital parts of your health. If you're finding this information useful, if it's clicking for you, would you do me a small favor? Just gently tap that like button under the video. It's a free, simple way to show your support, but it does something truly important. It tells the YouTube algorithm that this video is valuable, and that helps other seniors, other people just like you who are worried about their vision to find this information. It's a small act that helps our whole community grow. Thank you for that. Now, for our fourth food, this one is about the very structure of your eye. Your brain is about 60% fat, and a huge part of your retina, the light-sensing tissue itself, is also made of fat. But not just any fat. It is made of a very specific, essential omega-3 fatty acid called DHA, or docosahexaenoic acid. DHA is not just fuel. It is a structural component. It is a physical building block of the cell membranes of your photoreceptor cells, the rods and cones that see light. You can think of it like this. If your retinal cells are the bricks, the DHA is the flexible, resilient mortar that holds them all together. It allows the cell membranes to be fluid and flexible, so those all-important proteins like rhodopsin can work properly. What happens when you don't get enough DHA? That mortar starts to dry out and crack. The cell membranes become stiff, brittle, and inflamed. The cells can't signal properly. They become vulnerable to damage, and eventually they can die. This cell death is what we call dry macular degeneration. the slow, progressive loss of central vision. So where do we get this miracle building block? The single best source on the planet is fatty cold water fish. I like to use the SMASH acronym. That stands for salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. These are smaller, oily fish that are packed with DHA and its partner EPA, another anti-inflammatory omega-3. These fats are profoundly anti-inflammatory. They help to calm that chronic smoldering inflammation that underlies so many age-related diseases, including AMD. Studies have shown time and time again that people who eat fish 2 or 3 times a week have a significantly lower risk of developing macular degeneration. I know some people are worried about mercury in fish. This is why the SMASH list is so helpful. These are smaller fish that are lower on the food chain, so they don't accumulate the high levels of mercury that larger predators like shark or swordfish can. Wild-caught salmon is wonderful. A simple can of sardines, packed in olive oil, is an incredibly cheap, easy, and powerful way to get your weekly dose of DHA. Aim for 2 servings a week. That's all it takes to provide your eyes with the literal building blocks they need to stay strong. And if you are vegetarian or vegan, don't worry. The fish get their DHA from eating algae. You can go straight to the source and get an algae oil-based DHA supplement. It's a fantastic alternative. Okay, our 5th food. This is one that for decades was unfairly blamed and demonized. I know so many people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who still avoid it, thinking they're being healthy. But in doing so, they are missing out on one of the most powerful and most complete vision-protecting foods you can eat. I am talking about the humble egg. And yes, you absolutely must eat the yolk. For years, we were all terrified of the cholesterol in egg yolks. But the science has changed, and it has changed dramatically. We now know that for the vast majority of people, dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol you eat in food has very little impact on your blood cholesterol. Your liver is what makes most of the cholesterol in your body. And the yolk, the yolk is where the nutritional gold is hidden. First, remember that lutein and zeaxanthin we talked about from the leafy greens? Egg yolks are one of the other best sources. And because the yolk also contains healthy fats, that lutein and zeaxanthin is incredibly bioavailable. Your body can absorb it and use it immediately. But it gets even better. The yolk is also a fantastic source of zinc. Zinc is a helper mineral. It's an assistant that is crucial for eye health. Zinc acts like a little taxi, helping to transport vitamin A from your liver to your retina, where it's used to make that night vision protein, rhodopsin. Zinc is also a powerful antioxidant in its own right, protecting against light-induced damage. So, in one simple, perfect package, the egg yolk gives you the macular pigments, the fat to absorb them, and the zinc to help your vitamin A do its job. It's a perfect synergy. The ARED studies I mentioned earlier, the formula that was found to slow AMD included lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc. The egg gives you all 3. So please, I am giving you permission as a doctor. Enjoy your eggs. A hard-boiled egg for a snack, a vegetable omelet for breakfast. Don't fear the yolk. It is one of the very best things you can eat for your vision. We're moving on to number 6. This is for everyone who loves a good crunchy snack. I'm talking about nuts and seeds, specifically almonds, walnuts, and flax seeds. If the leafy greens protect your macula and the carrots protect your night vision, this group of foods offers powerful protection for the lens of your eye. The lens is that clear, flexible structure at the front of your eye that focuses light, like the lens of a camera. As we age, this lens can become cloudy, stiff, and yellowed. This is what we call a cataract. What causes a cataract? In large part, it's oxidative damage. The lens is made mostly of protein and water, and over a lifetime of exposure to ultraviolet light and oxygen, these proteins can get damaged or oxidized and start to clump together, blocking the light To fight oxidative damage, you need antioxidants. Nuts and seeds are one of our best sources of a specific fat-soluble antioxidant called vitamin E. Vitamin E is a specialist. Its main job in the body is to protect fats. And your cell membranes, your brain, and your lens are all rich in fats and proteins that need protection. Vitamin E positions itself in those membranes and acts as a bodyguard, sacrificing itself to neutralize any free radicals that come along before they can damage the important structures. Studies have shown that a diet high in vitamin E is associated with a significantly lower risk of developing cataracts. Almonds are a vitamin E powerhouse. Just a small handful, about a quarter of a cup, gives you a major dose. But I also love walnuts. Walnuts are special because not only do they have vitamin E, but they are also one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids in the form of ALA. Your body can convert some of this ALA into that all-important DHA and EPA, so you're getting an anti-inflammatory benefit at the same time. And let's not forget sunflower seeds and flax seeds. Both are packed with vitamin E. You can sprinkle ground flaxseed on your oatmeal or blend it into a smoothie. A small handful of mixed nuts and seeds as a daily snack is a simple, crunchy, and satisfying way to protect your lenses and keep your vision clear. We have arrived at our 7th and final food. We've covered a lot: antioxidants, minerals, healthy fats, but this last one is about the glue that holds your eye together. I'm talking about vitamin C and the best sources for it: citrus fruits and colorful vegetables. Now, when you think of vitamin C, you probably think of your immune system of fighting off a cold. And you're right, but it is also vital for your eyes. First, vitamin C is essential for your body to make collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It is the structural scaffolding for your skin, your joints, and yes, your eyes, the cornea, the clear front window of your eye. And the sclera, the white of your eye, are made almost entirely of collagen. Vitamin C provides the raw material to keep that structure strong and healthy. Second, vitamin C is another powerful antioxidant, but it works in a different way than vitamin E. It's water soluble. And in fact, the fluid inside your eye, the aqueous humor, is flooded with vitamin C. It has a concentration that is many, many times higher than the vitamin C in your blood. Why? Because your eye is actively pumping it in. Your body uses this high concentration of vitamin C to bathe the lens and the cornea, constantly detoxifying and protecting them from the oxidative damage of sunlight. It's your eye's internal detox system. Lower levels of vitamin C in the eye are directly linked to a higher risk of, you guessed it, cataracts. So, where do we get it? Oranges, grapefruit, lemons, and limes are all fantastic, of course. A single orange can provide nearly your entire daily requirement. But here's a little secret. The citrus family isn't even the highest source. A red bell pepper, yes, a vegetable, actually has more vitamin C than an orange. So do foods like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and kiwi. This is why I always say, eat your colors. A diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables is a diet rich in the entire spectrum of antioxidants your body needs. So, have an orange with your breakfast. Add some sliced red bell pepper to your salad at lunch. Have a side of steamed broccoli with your salmon at dinner. Each one is a deposit into your eye health bank account. So, let's take a breath and quickly recap. We have the dark leafy greens, your internal sunglasses. We have the carrots and sweet potatoes, your night vision boosters. We have the dark berries, protecting your delicate blood vessels. We have the fatty fish, providing the literal building blocks for your retina. We have the eggs, a perfect synergy of vision nutrients. We have the nuts and seeds, protecting your lens from cataracts. And we have the citrus and colorful vegetables, the collagen builders and internal detoxifiers. Do you see the pattern? Each one of these whole delicious foods supports a different part of your eye's intricate natural defense system. This isn't about one magic food. It's about a pattern of eating. It's about creating a rich, diverse, colorful plate that floods your body with the information and the raw materials it needs to protect and defend you. I want to leave you with this. Your health and your vision are not set in stone. They are not something that just happens to you. You are not a passive victim of the aging process. You are an active participant. The new science of medicine, the science I talk about, shows us that we have the power to influence our health at a fundamental level. You can influence your blood vessels. You can cool inflammation. You can protect your DNA. And you can do it with your very next meal. I know it can be frightening. I know that feeling when you notice a change, a new ache, a new blurriness, and you have that jolt of fear about what the future holds. The fear of losing your independence, of becoming a burden, of not being able to enjoy the simple, beautiful things in life, it's a heavy, heavy weight to carry. But please, hear me. You are not alone in this, and it is never too late to start. Every small choice you make, every time you add spinach to your plate, every time you choose berries over a sugary dessert, every time you opt for salmon, you are sending a powerful signal of healing to your body. You are casting a vote for your own vitality. This isn't about a drastic, perfect diet. It's about small, consistent, loving choices, one meal at a time, one day at a time. That is how you build a lifetime of health. That is how you take back control. Now, I would be so honored to hear from you. In the comments below, which of these 7 foods surprised you the most? Or, perhaps more importantly, what is your favorite food for eye health? One that I may not have even mentioned. Share your thoughts, your recipes, or your questions. I love reading your comments, and we all learn so much from each other's wisdom and experience. If you found this video hopeful, if it gave you a new sense of possibility, please tap that like button so others can find it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and join our community. We have so much more to talk about on this journey of aging with strength and clarity. And finally, if you are committed, starting today, to making those small, powerful choices to protect your vision, just type a 1-inch in the comments. It's a simple affirmation, a promise to yourself that your health is worth fighting for. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. This is Dr. William Lee. Eat well, see clearly, and be well. I'll see you in the next video.